On Saturday, September 29, 2018, the greatest third baseman in New York Mets history will call it a career. David Wright will start in a Major League Baseball game for the first time since early 2016. After, he rides off into the sunset. Wright's career trajectory had him Cooperstown bound before multiple injuries and major surgeries knocked him out of action. Undoubtedly a member of the franchise's Mount Rushmore, it all comes to an end in 2018. Thankfully, what will never end are the memories Wright gave fans. An abundance of clutch moments, notable achievements, and personal touch with members of the Mets faithful helped shape his career. More from Rising Apple. To pay some tribute to Wright, we asked members of the Rising Apple team to share their favorite Wright memories. Mark Sales: before 2006, I wore Mets shirts and hats but never really watched the games. My family decided to go to a game at Shea on July 9 of that year. With the Mets losing in the 8th, David Wright came to the plate accompanied by loud cheers and MVP chants. He hit one over the wall to put the Mets ahead. That day I left the ballpark remembering one player. His name was David Wright. I think I bought his jersey the next day. Little did I know he'd become the captain and a Mets icon. David Wright is the reason I fell in love with the Mets. Thank you for everything, David. Congrats on a great career. Shlomo Aminsky: I was a bit late to the game for obsessed fandom, so my favorite Wrighty moment is easily the sliding fist pump against the Nats back in that 2015 critical game. Jose Rivera: my favorite David Wright moment was the RBI walk-off versus Mariano Rivera. Over the past couple of years, a main slogan for Mets fans was, "Take back New York." Honestly, I believe for myself that was the moment where that idea became obtainable. The best closer in all of MLB up against the young David Wright. For the kid to come up big was a huge uplift from all the down years that came before him. It may have been small blimp of a moment for most, but that was when I believed the Amazons would have a brighter future. Tim Boyle: what has separated David Wright from others in his professional career is how accessible he has always been with fans. In the early 2000s, I met him when he was in the infancy of a young career during the South Atlantic League All-Star Game. He signed a couple of cards for me and I specifically remember how polite and gracious he was. At the time, I had no clue he would become one of the most beloved sports figures in New York history. I'm grateful for having met him. It gave me insight into why so many care about the man even in a slump. You won't find a bad thing about who he is as a person. Michael Carblera: my favorite David Wright moment came on May 21, 2016 when I happened to be in attendance at Citi Field. It was a 4 o'clock game against the Brewers where Jacob deGrom gave up a very unusual 4 earned runs. David Wright was struggling as he was hitless in 3 at-bats while striking out twice heading into the 9th inning of a tied ballgame. The Brewers intentionally walked Curtis Granderson to load the bases for Wright and the captain did what he always did during clutch moments: he delivered. Wright lined a 3-0 pitch to the gap in right center, and the Mets won 5-4. The best part of this moment was Wright putting it to the Brewers as they expected him to be the easy out. Citi Field was rocking and so was I. There were so many great memories throughout his career, but this for sure is at the top of my list. Thank you, Captain. In addition to the Rising Apple team, we asked our followers on Twitter the same question. Here are a few of the great responses we received. Too many to pick from, but the barehanded catch in 05 and that one game against the Giants I believe where he went off on the UMPS. Also when Dae-Sung Koo hit that double and Wright was at the top step of the dugout just yelling and cheering. J@Jimmy_2M, September 28, 2018 There's a close tie between the World Series home run fist pump at home against the Nationals run into Wright on the street outside of a restaurant in D.C. during a Nats-Mets series. One of the classiest in sports, Mets Avenue, at Mets Avenue, September 27, 2018. When I was a kid, my dad took me to batting practice early and David came over to sign anything and everything. Kids in their 20s pushes ahead to get a signature, and David made sure to get all the little kids and they got a chance to meet him. He stayed to do the right thing. Kevin Shea, at Shea 313, September 27, 2018. Walk-off on Mariano, Cash, at Akash Gandhi 1, September 27, 2018. Visited PSL in 2005 for spring training with my wife and 3 kids. Watched him sign autographs from the right field foul pole down to the backstop and didn't miss signing one autograph. Erasmus, at Med Team 3, September 28, 2018. Even though they lost the bare-handed catch in San Diego, I was there. Play of the year, sub, at Candeville 281, September 27, 2018. Smoking cigars with Reyes, after winning the NL pennant at Shea in 06. The world was there and our oyster for that moment. Caesar, at Nmagisis, September 28, 2018. Even though they lost the bare-handed catch in San Diego, I was there. Play of the year, sub, at Candeville 281, September 27, 2018. Well, in his rookie year, my dad took me down to Shea to watch his VP. Of course, when he was there, it was packed. Everyone wanted an autograph from David. I managed to squeeze through with a ball and he took out of my hand and signed it. Told him thank you. Right.